welcome back to the In Between podcast. I'm your host, Cassidy. I'm so excited you're here today. Thank you for being a part of this community, and I hope that you've followed us on social media platforms so we can stay connected and you can see what's next. Today, we are going to be talking about being a woman in business. Specifically, being a woman in business when the world teaches male-focused strategies on how to run your business. This is a handful of a conversation because we could also talk about it in the corporate world, in everything we do. Let's just face it, we do currently live in a man's world. But one of my favorite things that my coach, Lisa Chastain, says is that the world is turning and feminine energy is on the rise in everything from money to business to how the world is led. And so thank God, because who doesn't love some good feminine energy? But today I want to talk about it specifically in business because I have experienced my share of being the young, blonde social media girl walking into a room full of pretty much older men who have decided that they rule the business world and they know how it works. And let's face it, these guys are successful. They have created strategies and they have created businesses that work. And I'm not discrediting that in any way. But what I am asking and getting curious about is if it's the only way. And from my perspective, it's not. So most business advice, most business strategies and books up until recently have been written very much in the masculine standpoint of how to run a business, right? Like wake up, get your pants on and go for it and don't stop until something basically is in your way and you just keep bulldozing and bulldozing. And that's how women have ran businesses and worked their way up the corporate ladder until then they realize, man, I've been bulldozing my way through everything. And now I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm burnt out, and I feel like crap. That's because women are not meant to run businesses that way. The male way, the masculine way, I should say, of running business does not in any way support the systemic barriers between masculine and feminine energy, as well as ways that our hormones fluctuate. So that is something that's very important to me that I talk about often. Men are designed to wake up in the morning. Their testosterone is extremely high, which gives them a lot of energy. It gives them this grind mentality of like, get up and go. They can get up really early and they can like kill it. As the day goes, their testosterone dips and it gets lower. Also, I'm not a doctor. This is just what I learned. Their testosterone gets lower, and that's why at the end of the day, they want to come home, they want to relax, they want to eat dinner and like sit on the couch and chill because all their energy has dipped. Women are different, right? Our energy's different based off of our hormones, which is different every week of the month. So you could be listening to this and you're on your menstrual cycle, you have no energy at all. You're like, I'll be lucky if I work an hour today. Or you could be in your ovulation phase where you are super high energy, you're super motivated, you're ready to communicate and have meetings and chat with people and be creative, and you're going to work 6 hours and like kill it. The barriers that I see in a man's world, a business, is that I have to get up, I have to be at work at 8, I have to grind all day. That's the way of doing things. From a feminine side, I have this ability to flow. I have this ability to wake up, decide if I'm creative, wake up and decide if I need to move my body, wake up and decide, right? There's these decisions, there's this freedom. And then in the grander scheme of the month, what weeks are going to be best to pitch a client? What weeks are going to be best to do certain things? Make sure you go back to season 3 and listen to my episode with Melissa Blinn. She is an incredible feminine coach. If you want to learn more about this in specifics, a lot of it is where that conversation is where I learned a lot of this. She would be a great place to start. So make sure you check out that episode. The other reason why being a woman in business is different is that we juggle multiple roles, and men do too, but women are oftentimes the person of the household that is doing the chores, getting the kids ready, the traditional housewife role on top of running their business at the same time. And on top of having the fluctuating hormones that allow us to not have that much energy sometimes, allow us to feel more defeated and emotional and then super energetic and happy the next day. So that comes with challenges. And if you're running a business in a male focused, male perspective way, that's going to be hard for you to be clocking in at 8, maintaining all your other roles and not being able to have any flexibility, which is honestly the goal for a lot of women business owners, is to have more flexibility and time to be with their families, to be with their kids, to be with their spouses. And so if you continue to run your business from a male perspective, that is not going to give you that flexibility, because you're going to feel like, and this is something I struggle with all the time, you have to do that 8 to 5 corporate ladder. And even though you own your own business, you need to be in office from this hours to this hour. That's not true. There are better ways for your business to fluctuate with you and your energy and how you're feeling that also allow you to call in and be more abundant. The other piece that I think, and obviously I do think that males in their own right struggle with imposter syndrome, self-doubt, all of those things. But I do believe that in the world that we currently live in, it is harder for women because imposter syndrome is something that is stuffed down our throats, right? Self-doubt is taught to us from a young age, and because of marketing industry specifically, we are shown things and we're like shown ideal body images that are unattainable. We are shown all these different things that cause us to have self-doubt, that cause us to doubt our intuition, to doubt ourselves. I believe that the male way of business, while it does work for males, it causes self-doubt, it causes insecurity because of the fact that it doesn't feel natural to us, especially if you're a cycling female. And if we're able to have the flow, if we're able to listen to our bodies, listen to our intuition about what we need to be working on that day, or if we feel creative, if we don't, that allows us to have more confidence in ourselves, to let go of the imposter syndrome, to let go of the self-doubt, because we're aligned. And I've already mentioned it multiple times within this episode. Bottom line, our brains work differently than men's. And it is the best. It is literally the coolest thing ever, because we need both brains. We need a men and we need female brains. We need them. They work differently on purpose and for a purpose. And that's why, like, if you're a male listening to this, like, continue to live in your zone of genius, continue to grind in the morning, like all the things I'm saying, like, do them. If you're a female, all I'm asking is that you get curious and you ask yourself, if you're working through the male systems and the male strategies for business and you're feeling stuck and burnt out and like it's not working, get curious. Ask yourself a bigger question if there's a different way to run your business. And the answer is yes. And from the female intuition, from the place of your cycle, like all these different avenues, there's a different way to do things. And it's about getting curious. And the first step is really learning about your cycle and learning how women are different than men. And it's so interesting because I recently was talking to my boyfriend about it because he's starting a business and he is in construction. So he's like very blue collar, masculine strategies for running a business, right? And I always say, like, it's so interesting because I know that when he starts to build his business, he's going to go and just like bulldoze through it and like knock on every door and do all the things. And I am like, well, I can do marketing and I can do strategies, but like the clients will come to me. Like they will come, and I'm like woo-woo now because I truly believe like my energy and my value is not in the business. My value is in me. And it's just a complete different mindset shift. But guess what? Both work. And if he was to try to do what I'm doing, it wouldn't work for him because men don't have that cycle and that intuition as women do. They have their own version of it, and that's totally fine. And that's what they should have. And so really, my goal for this episode was to get curious. My goal was to ask a bigger question for you. And I'm so happy that I asked that question of myself and I had people probe that question within me, because it allows me now to consider and think more and get curious of how I'm doing my business and if it is serving me, if it is serving my business, and if I like it. When's the last time you've asked yourself if you like how you're running your business, if you enjoy it? Get curious and ask yourself those questions. There's no one right way in doing things, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. There's not one right way of doing things, no matter your personality type, because we can get even more nitty gritty into this of like male versus female, into your personality type, into your Colby. Like there's so many things that'll blow your mind. But I think the basis of any of those, I believe, is really looking at our brains as males versus females, our chemistry, our biochemistry of just knowing how we work, the hormones that are going through us that really determine who we are and how we're made up, and starting there as the blueprint, and then going down and determining the personality, all the other drivers of how you work and how you're building your business. So I hope this conversation was enlightening. Again, definitely go to season 3. I know we talked a lot about masculine and feminine energy in that season, and there's a lot of really great episodes that dive deeper into this. This is just the beginning of such an incredible conversation that's happening right now in our world, in our culture, and even beyond us. So definitely get curious. Thanks for joining the In Between podcast. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to follow at In Between Convos on Instagram.